Hello, this is Von Tom with 2020 MC with a video tutorial for an automatic brewing station that is simple, inexpensive, makes small batches, and can handle up to 5 ingredients. A perfect addition for your Minecraft survival world. There are a few really good designs out there for automatic brewing stations that are absolute genius. However, many of them are very large, complex, and expensive builds that are possibly more suited to either late game or for larger, more technical servers. Other designs produce large batches, meaning that once started, they tend to continue brewing potions until they run out of ingredients. So, this brewing station was designed to meet the needs of a smaller server or a single player world, to brew small batches of potions with complete automation at the lowest cost in materials while only filling a 3x3 block area. In addition, this design is also capable of brewing enhanced potions like splash potions or lingering potions for those who have acquired Dragon's Breath in the end. So with that, let's go ahead and get into the tutorial. Now, this brewing station is extremely survival friendly. It's going to require only a brewing stand, a single bit of redstone dust, 2 redstone repeaters, 3 redstone torches, 6 or 8 droppers depending on which model you want to build, 2 hoppers or 4 again depending on which model you want to build, and at least 1 chest and a few blocks of your choice. Now these materials are relatively easy to acquire, except possibly the blaze rods necessary to build and fuel the brewing stand itself. But otherwise, most players are going to be able to afford to build this basic design within a few game days. Now to start with, we need to, you'll notice I have pads built here where we're going to build the brewing station. Now the orientation or the direction that the brewing station faces, north or south versus east or west, is important. So these stations right here, they're facing east to west. Now the reason that's important is the droppers fire the ingredients into the hopper up there, and they fire according to the setting on the redstone in the back here, and also according to the direction the brewing stand is facing. So depending on whether the thing's facing east to west, like this one, or north to south, like these will be, the ingredients will need to be placed in the droppers in a different order. Now, notice on my debug screen, we're facing south right now. That means the brewing stands we build are going to be facing north. These ones right here, they're facing east. So this is going to be really important to us when we're deciding how to load the droppers, and later on I'll show you some tricks on how to make sure that they actually fire correctly into the hopper that is going to load the brewing stand. And that will help to ensure that when you build it in your world, you'll be able to load everything correctly. And the first thing we're going to do is set up our pads, just like these. 3x3, 1 block missing in the middle, 1 block missing on the right to the front. Very, very easy. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to switch this into survival mode to show you how easy it is to build in actual survival mode. So here we have all our ingredients. We're going to move these bits and pieces into our inventory one at a time. And you'll notice that there's a couple of extra hoppers and chests here. We can use them later. So first things, we're going to put the redstone that is going to be in the pad. Now the first bit here, this dot of redstone dust goes right there, and a redstone torch goes right there. Now these are going to allow us to lock the hopper so that it will drain into this chest that we're placing right now. So hopper goes in the back there. Now that redstone torch is going to lock that hopper so that when the brewing stand is actually brewing, the ingredients and water bottles don't slip out. Now it's very important to put a wooden button right here because this is going to give us the appropriate pulse length to actually unload that hopper into our chest when the brewing is done. If you use a stone button right there, it will not work. Okay, so we're going to place a block here and a stone button. This will actually start the brewing process, and you have to use a stone button here or the pulse length will be inappropriate, and it will start to mess with the brewing by adding extra ingredients. So remember, stone button on the left. Okay, we're going to place a couple of blocks here in the back and a couple of redstone repeaters. Now the second one here, we're going to change the setting to 3. Then I'm going to put a redstone torch here, and we're going to place blocks on top of them. Now we're going to place the droppers. Now the top row is going to be for the brewing ingredients. So we'll need one right there, and another one on this side. Now the next row, the lower row, is going to be where the water bottles go. So we'll place them underneath. Now the next step is to put the brewing stand in. It's going to go right there in the middle on top of this hopper. And a hopper on top to get all the ingredients and put them in the brewing stand. And we're done. Alright, so the next step is to load up our ingredients and make sure that they're going to get fired into the brewing stand in the correct order. So we're going to get the ingredients out. Now the ingredients are going to come out of those droppers, go into that hopper in the middle, and be funneled down into the stand, while these other hoppers in the lower level are going to put water bottles in the brewing stand. So let's get our ingredients. Okay, so when it's facing north to south, the nether wart is usually going to go in the top back dropper right here. So we'll put the nether wart in there. Now the dropper to the upper left is generally going to take the main ingredient. In this case, it's going to be a healing potion. And the next dropper is going to be where we place the glowstone dust, which in this case is going to turn it into a healing potion stage 2. So now we push the button to give it a little bit of a test, and there we go. Nether wart's in the brewing stand. And our ingredients are in the proper order in the hopper. So that went right. So now what we do is we unload these ingredients and put them back where they belong. And now what we're going to do is we are going to put our fuel in our brewing stand. And we're going to get some water bottles. There we go. Now let's fill up enough water bottles to fill up our inventory. And it's ready to go. Let's go ahead and push the button and start brewing a batch. And there we go, brewing action taking place. So while that's brewing up, what we're going to do is build the second one. The second one is going to be the 5 ingredient. This is what it looks like when it's fully completed. Now the 5 ingredient one is going to be almost exactly the same as the first one. So the process that we're going to walk through is going to be very, very similar. The only difference is we'll be adding a couple of extra droppers and a couple of extra hoppers at top. And that's where we're going to put the dragon's breath and the gunpowder to make splash potions and lingering splash potions. So let's get our ingredients out and we'll start the construction process. Now this time I'm going to bring in the extra hoppers and chests to increase the capacity of our water bottle droppers, and I'm going to move a little bit faster through the build. So let's place a block there, and right there. Put some redstone torches. And there's our chest. And now we're going to place the hopper. And now let's put some blocks on top there. And we'll place our droppers, our repeaters. Now the droppers, have them all facing inwards like this. And now for the first row. All right, now we're going to put our brew stand in place. Going to hop up on top of it. Now we're going to place that hopper on top. And now that we've done that, we place the dropper right here for the other ingredients. The last dropper right there. And there's our last two hoppers. Okay, now we climb down, and the process here is same as the other one. Wooden button on the right, stone button on the left. And now let's go ahead and put our extra capacity for our water bottles here so we can actually keep this thing going. Now the thing about water bottles is they're going to be the limiting factor. You're going to run out of water bottles before you run out of anything else. Primarily because they don't stack and all your other ingredients will. Now this will increase your capacity for water bottles quite a bit, and it should work out pretty nice. So let's get our ingredients, and we'll get some extra water bottles this time. So for this one, placing the ingredients is going to be a little bit more complex, because we're working with two extra ingredients, gunpowder and dragon's breath. So the nether wart is going to go in the back. Now this is where it gets tricky. We're going to put the glowstone here, and the top one in the back is where our glistering watermelon is going to go for our healing potions. Now right here we're going to put either the gunpowder or the dragon's breath. I always get this one confused, but we're going to test it. We're going to figure it out for sure. Okay, so it's all in there. We're going to push the button. We're going to see how these ingredients load up into our brewing stand and our hopper. So they've all fired in there. Now, let's see what happened. Okay, so we got nether wart in there. And we got the watermelon, we got the glowstone. Dragon's breath and gunpowder are in the wrong order. So we got to switch those two out real quick. There's the dragon's breath. Dragon's breath actually goes in here. I'll take the gunpowder out and put the gunpowder in here, and there we go. Now let's unload the thing and try one more time. There we go, and there's our nether wart. There's a watermelon, a glowstone. We got the gunpowder, the dragon's breath. It's all in the right order. All we got to do now is put the fuel in the. Well, let's unload the thing first. And, put it back where it goes. Got to keep this place neat. All right, there we go. Now let's put some fuel in the brewing stand, and now water bottles. Let's just fill it up all the way this time. All right, here we go. Let's fill up this chest and see if it drains down in those hoppers correctly. Yeah. Same on this side. See, they'll keep these droppers all. I'll keep these droppers all full of water bottles so we can just walk over and push a button at any time. It's going to drop a potion for us. All right, there it goes. It's loaded up nicely. So let's go ahead and check our supplies here, and let's kick it off. Let's see what happens. So that's brewing. Let's see what happened over here. Okay, we got a brewing stand. It's full. Now, one thing you don't want to do is push this button while you've already got a brewing process started, while you still have potions in the stand, because it could start stacking up ingredients for you, which could cause a little bit of a problem here. So you want to make sure that you check what potions you got in there. Either take them directly off the stand or unload them into the chest before you push the start button again. Now, let's see what we got here. We got the watermelon coming in. Okay. So, as you can see, it's a fairly easy build. Now, if you want to keep your ingredients straight, you can actually put signs on the side, put the ingredients in the item frames, and that'll tell you where things go. Like, that got another wort goes there, the bottles go there, watermelon goes there. And this unit right here would be like, say, dedicated to making stage 2 healing potions of lingering splash potions, right? So, yes, anytime you need them, you go there and you push that button, and that wouldn't be the regular drinking type, right? So, pretty easy, and very, very few materials. We're gonna load up a creative world so I can show you, like, yeah, this is what you might do. Like, this is a base I did in a creative world. I'm just gonna walk over here to where the wing is, where all the potion brewing stands are. We got pretty decorations everywhere. These are the 6 brewing stations. They're each dedicated to a certain type of potion, so it's like on demand, lingering regeneration potion. And of course that right there is a splash potion. So anytime you wanted any of them, you just come over here, you push the button, and there they go, it kicks it off for you. And we've already got 3 in the chest. So, 6 dedicated stations. Now, here's the utility room. This is where we go to load the ingredients, do the maintenance, fill the water bottles up, and this is always loaded up. There's always ingredients in there. You can restock them anytime you need. You got chests over there in the corner where you can store the extra ingredients. And you just go back there and fill the stuff up anytime you need to. So we go out here and you check on the potions, and there we go, potion of regeneration. And here comes the glowstone. So, in a survival context, you might have a room set up like this with a couple of different brewing stands, for the ones that you use the most in your world. So, anyway, this is what this is how you might use this particular brewing station in a survival context, built into your base. Alright, so that's it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please subscribe and like, and remember, you can find future videos coming out on this channel, and you may be able to see some videos in the future of some of our builds on Frilio's Patreon server, and a base tour of our own server. So, thank you very much, and have a great day.